This week's Louisiana Young Hero was diagnosed with cancer at 14 years old. Family and friends were essential to getting him through tough times, but ultimately it was his dedication to community that became the biggest source of hope. Tonight, I'm introducing you to high school junior Michael Vizena. 2 children and 33 years of marriage, Peggy and Lee Vizena felt that something was missing, a void that the couple didn't exactly know how to fill until Peggy finally understood what it meant.
Some friends of ours adopted 2 girls at 2 different times from China, and a beautiful family, beautiful children. And it just started me thinking, and it's one of those things that when it shows to you, you realize, okay, I'm supposed to do this.
The gnawing feeling she felt was the need to care for another child. Both of her daughters had grown up and moved out. The house was empty, except for that need to care for someone else. That only grew over time.
I really had that deep feeling inside of me that I was supposed to adopt a child.
And that's how they found our young hero, Michael. He was 9 years old and had been bounced from house to house since he was 3. Peggy says he was a perfect fit.
I went and met him on I don't remember what day it was, and met at a McDonald's, and we all ate. And he told his caseworker when he got back to her, he said, "They offered me to get some more fries. That was very nice of them." And he was 9, so he was a little bitty feller. But then the next week he came to our house, and by the rules of the foster care system, he has to stay in the home for 6 months before he can adopt. So that was in November in 2014, and we adopted in July of 2015.
I do remember the McDonald's thing when we had first met, and I was like, yeah, these are the people I want to live with.
But as we know, perfection can only last so long.
My name's Michael. I'm 14. I'm in the 8th grade, and I was diagnosed with leukemia.
Michael's sister put this video out 2 years ago while he was fighting for his life in Lafayette. The Vizenas never thought the child they had adopted into the family would suffer through so much pain, especially not at such a young age. But Michael has always been tough, even from the beginning.
It started at school. Like, I was having really bad back problems. My legs were hurting, and I was tired all the time. And then I started getting really bad headaches. And then one day it hurt extremely bad, so we went to the hospital. It's actually my birthday, and I told my mom, I said, we need to go to the hospital. And then that's when they sent us to Lafayette.
Once he got to Lafayette, Michael got the worst news he'd ever heard. Those aches and pains weren't just a product of growing up like his parents thought. It was a serious illness that only 1 in 800 children have to fight.
When the doctor mentioned something about leukemia, I was like, no, that's not it.
But it was. Michael was diagnosed with leukemia. He'd deal with severe joint pain, bruising, and extreme fatigue while fighting this illness without a cure. To his family and friends, watching him suffer was almost as painful as the disease symptoms.
It was very scary because I never dealt with anything like that. I was not knowledgeable on the subject. And so, of course, we had a zillion questions for the doctor. And I'd always heard, okay, if you're really sick like this, you have cancer or whatever, you need to go to Houston, or you need to go to New Orleans, or you need to go to Memphis. And I just felt like we were led to Lafayette for a reason.
It was more of a shock. And I guess it took a while for it to really register it in. But then when it happened, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to do. I can't just be all sad about it. I'm gonna just have to go with it. I mean, I'm just something I have to live with.
Michael's strength to carry on through this illness was inspiring. His high school in Elizabeth, Louisiana pulled together in support of their classmate. They made shirts labeled Michael Strong, and Peggy says that mentality carried through the town. Michael got 150 units of blood donated to the Life Share Blood Center. And that's just one of the many things he's done to be considered a young hero.
I really want to get back to the community and just to experience new things. Just try to be normal.
He's a 2021 Elizabeth High School baseball manager, and he also volunteered as a camp counselor to help kids with special needs. He's been through a lot, but it hasn't stopped him from helping others, and that's inspiring to his family and his friends.
He has done a lot to change our perspective on life. Things that we thought were important were not, especially after the cancer diagnosis thing. You know, that really puts things in perspective for you. And the way he's went through it, just, you know, being a trooper about it all.
Michael will complete his cancer treatment in January 2022.